Hey everybody, welcome to G4G on YouTube. Today's going to be a little bit of a talkie, so you don't necessarily even have to pay attention to the screen. I'm just going to be doing a couple things in some Marvel games as part of my dailies, but I've got a topic that I wanted to go ahead and bring up to you guys, and that is the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux project can use your help, but I'll get to that in a moment. First, let me give you guys an update. So you'll notice that a couple weeks ago I did the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux pre-Alpha 5 video. And I just wanted to go ahead and thank everybody for 6K views on that one. Also, I think this will be my 1120th video or something, or 1060th video, which is it's a lot of videos. I've been doing this for a while. It's been more than Marvel Avengers Alliance. It actually started back in WoW. But anyway, the update that I wanted to provide to people is that we're looking at Alpha 5 being released in early June, in the single digits of June, so that I think may correspond with Dark Phoenix's release date. And yes, by the way, that is the Happy Town Fuck Yeah gif. I needed it for something a little earlier, so let's see, Dark Phoenix release date. I think that, yeah, okay, so June 7th. So this is around when we will be seeing Alpha 5. And you know, Goofy's been hard at work on it. He's been working on statuses a lot for this one. And this is the public release of it. So, whereas the previous one was a pre-alpha that only the alpha testers get and put out there to kind of keep everybody's appetites whetted and know what's going on with the project and everything. This will be a release alpha, so it is one you can download. And of course, when it is downloadable, I'll do a video on the channel and I'll provide download links to it. Remember, the original host that Goofy uses does have a problem in certain countries. Certain countries, when they try to get to that site, they wind up having some issues and it's blocked or banned. And do know that usually within a day or two of the alpha going out to the site that Goofy has access to, there are people who will go ahead and put it up on, I think it's Mediafire, which is usually a little bit more accessible. So give it some time. If you come to my video and you have the original link and you're like, I can't download it, just give it time. Usually somebody comes by the video comments and says, hey guys, here's the link to the alternative version, and then when I get the link, I update the description and I slap it in there so that you guys have two different sites to download it from. So that's an update there. Get excited for it. We're talking about save progression. We're talking about working on positive and negative statuses being in there, so you can actually make somebody bleed for a change. And, you know, I'm sure there will be bugs, but there will also be progress. So remember, this is an alpha. That is how things go in the world of game production. Alphas tend to be raw, a little more skeletal as things get flushed out, and then betas get nearer and nearer to the final project. And if you're a fan of several games on Steam, sometimes they never leave beta. They're considered basically in an endless beta, which means technically they're live, but maybe the developers think it could be a little bit better, so they call it a beta, so it makes them sleep easier at night. Mind you, that's not Goofy. I'm just talking about what happens on Steam with, like, Ark, I believe, was a game like that, where it's just essentially an eternal open beta because things weren't always that great. So, I don't play Ark, but, you know, I definitely keep my ear to the ground on a lot of gaming news. So, now that you know the update, here is how you can help the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux project. and that is that the MAAR project needs artists. If you are writers, let me tackle the writers group easy and at the beginning of this. Writing is doing pretty well. Right now, the writers group has generated a ton of content. A lot of people will ask me in the comments of videos, or they ask on Facebook or Discord, will the game see progress beyond how it ended? So the answer to that is yes, and that is where the writers group is coming in. They're churning out covert ops and spec ops and chapters to be put into the game when the old content or the original content has been fully meted out to everybody, and everybody's gotten access to it, and they can go, chapters 1 and 2, and they've done everything that the game had between 2012 and 2016. And then you go, okay, well, now what? I'm a super Spartan. I've done all the covert ops. I'm back to where I was in September 2016. What do I do now? That's where the writers group has been hard at work, doing their stuff for a long time. They've submitted a lot of content that's, ready to be judged and be like, okay, let's get this in the game. That's doing fine. Also, there has been a bit of a subversive element in the writers group lately that's been found out several times and kicked to the curb. The writers group is very tight right now because it has to be. They have to protect their work almost like a copyright. Alien people or people with bad motives cannot be allowed to get in there and get access to stuff and essentially spoil it, like leaking a movie script, like a coffee gopher sneaking on the set and stealing, stealing somebody's script and then posting it on the internet. Like, oh, here's Brie Larson's like Captain Marvel script. I stole it from her chair while she was taking a leak, and I was quote unquote giving her a cappuccino, and they have to protect that. So right now, writing is done. Like those people are set. They're not really looking for writers. What is in desperate need right now are artists, sprite people, animators, anybody who can help create content visually that is not existed in the game prior to go with what the writers group is doing. So, and this is not a real thing, but I'm going to use a far-fetched example because I cannot talk about what is in the writers group. If the writers group wrote a House of M Spec Ops and decided to give Scarlet Witch that long, flowy gown kind of outfit that was used in the comics, that's the kind of person we need. Somebody who goes, okay, I can modify this Scarlet Witch sprite and give her a long, drapey gown or outfit or costume, however you want to put it. That's the kind of person that the project very much needs right now. Now, a guy by the name of Danny Ford has done a lot of work in reaching out to some artists who did fun and fan art things when the game was live, like going to DeviantArt, the Avengers Alliance wiki, where you go and you create mock-ups of characters you would like to see, like their move set and everything like that. The fan site is the what I'm referencing there. So he's done a lot of work reaching out to them, and a lot of them have mentioned, like, hey, you can use my stuff, that's cool, but there hasn't been a lot of that commitment yet. Like, yeah, throw me on the project, I'll, give me a Spec Ops, I'll design you a character. Oh, you want Agent Anti-Venom that's never been in the game before. Sure, I'll take the Agent Venom sprite and I'll do this, I'll do that. Like, that's the kind of guy that the project very much needs right now, and that helps shape the future of the new content and everything. That's a key element. And if you've followed my videos on not really Saviors of the Multiverse, I didn't talk about it then, but when it came to the current game, Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux, I've always said this is going to be the hardest part. This will be the part that I believe is super tough to do. Quality writing is, don't get me wrong, quality writing is extremely tough to do, and having cohesion from Spec Ops to Spec Ops and chapter to chapter, that's why the group is as tight as it is right now, because they have to make sure the story flows like a TV series. You can't have Cloak and Dagger on Freeform being written by 6 people that swap in and out every episode. It's like it'd be a janky mess. So they have a lot of bright minds there, a lot of great ideas. They're good. They've done what they've needed to do. The hard thing is finding somebody who can work in the game code and make sprites, and somebody who maybe looks at Marvel Strike Force and says like, oh hey, like Carnage, the way Carnage looks over here, let's put Carnage in Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux. That I don't necessarily know that would ever happen, because I don't know if Carnage ever did anything heroic enough to be considered a lockbox character. But for example, if somebody was like, yeah, his look in Marvel Strike Force is so good, let me design a sprite in Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux that is like that. Like maybe that bladed arm, maybe I'll give him one arm has his symbiote structure out there in the blade. That I think is going to be tough. And then when you look at the sprite sheets and you see what it's like to see them animated, like here's the legs, this is its own entity, and I have to move it on this one, like this is a step in punch from this character, so I have to animate the left foot going back and then the right foot going forward, so the guy's stepping in for the punch like Molly Hayes. To me, because I don't know it and I'm not a good graphical artist, unlike my girlfriend, to me that's hard. I can't imagine how tough that is, but that's what the game really needs, and we are getting some success in reaching out to people who have done some good work prior, but we really need like top caliber artists and animators and sprite and portrait art. That's another one that we're looking for. So if you have that skill set, reach out to us. Obviously all of this work is for the love of the game. This is not a paid gig. There is no Ko-fi for it or Patreon or anything like that. This is for people who love the project, want to be part of it, want to know that in the 3rd Spec Ops that gets released of new content, and there's some portrait art over there, and it has Iron Man in his Guardians of the Galaxy outfit, that's me. I did that. Like, that's the work that I did. That's the kind of people that the project needs, the people who take the pride in knowing that their work is going to be very well appreciated and viewed by thousands of people, and you're going to view it there too. Almost like if you're at home watching yourself on The Voice or something like that. So that's really what is being looked for. And there's another way you can help the project. It's not really help, but it's a nicety. So a few weeks ago, somebody came by the Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux Facebook group that created figurines, created statues, and he sends them out to get painted when it's time, but he actually shapes them. So a lot of people have always asked, like, can I donate to the project? Like, I can't code. I'm not good with graphics, like Photoshop what, GIMP what, like, I don't know. How do I help this project that I'm so excited to play again? Like, what can I do? And we've always said we cannot take money for this project. Goofy cannot be paid. He cannot get money, laundered money, triple laundered. None of that can ever happen, because then you bring copyright into the whole situation. However, in seeing that there was this guy in our group that created figurines, and he created a figure based on how Scourge looked, or the Executioner looked, in Marvel Avengers Alliance, I said, hey, you know what would be a good community idea if we all pitched in and bought him one of these statues from this guy who makes them and presented it to him, like the community saying, Goofy, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. The fact that you had an idea to scour the internet for the original code and you found it and you're working it, you're not trolling us, you're giving us updates, we can play what you're working on, unlike the Saviors of the Multiverse failure, which was basically a screen cap, which could have been photoshopped all day long. Like, thank you for getting us this far, and we're excited to see where you take us. I thought what might be a good idea is if we pulled together a fund to buy him one of these statues from the guy who makes them. So it's called the Goofy Statue Fund. For transparency, I have nominated 2 other people aside myself that have access to this PayPal account for donations. They can get into it to make sure everything's on the up and up. There's checks and balances the whole way through, that if there's $5 in there on Monday, that there's $5 or more on there on Friday, and I didn't take the money out to get myself some fucking Starbucks or something on Friday. So this is an honest, this isn't the Nigerian print scam of give me your bank account and I will give you $1 million that somebody left on the floor of a restaurant in Nigeria. It's yours, by the way. Not really. I'm going to steal your bank account. This is completely on the up and up, and there are several prominent members of the community who have access to it and are super trustworthy. We're asking the community that would like to give to the project, here is how you can do it. We're looking to raise about $150 to $200 on this. If it's $250, that's great. That's shooting a little too far. We want to raise it about $150. If 15 people that watch this video donate just $10, we've already reached the minimum goal. If 20 people who watch this video give $10, or 40 people give $5, we're at the goal right now. So as it stands from the Facebook posting, and again, full transparency, there is no donations currently. The account sits empty. I'm going to close the account by mid-June if we don't see any progress for it, because it's a security risk for a PayPal account to be out there that several people have access to that really isn't going anywhere. So, and by the way, that's not some kind of form of persuasion or anything. It is a simple fact. It's just the way that it should be. There should not be an account out there that was created for a purpose and it's not fulfilling that purpose. You don't put a road cone in the middle of the road where there isn't construction. People will hit it. Kids will bring it home and yell through it. So obviously that's something we don't want to do. So hopefully we see some progress on the account after this video and it gets good exposure to it. And, you know, we would like to get this statue going. I wonder if... Now, I could... If you come to the Facebook group, you can see the guy's work. I'll see if I can scroll by really fast and find it. I mean, it's not like any of this stuff is private. It's a Facebook group. You could read it yourself if you got in here. So, by the way, yep, this is what she looks like in Marvel Future Fight. Wanted to see if I could find an example. So here's some people, and this was a guy in a previous video gave us some links to people who used to do deviant art-based work on the original Marvel Avengers Alliance, and he dropped a lot of links. It was Wolfgang Kenshin, aka Iron Punisher. So I posted it here, and you can see Danny. Oh, well, Danny is the guy who did it, so never mind. Uh, so yeah, Danny Iron Punisher has been hard at work trying to find these artists, and he's getting some pretty good success there. So, um, definite shout out to him. So trying to see if one of these. So here's like here, this this is a good example of what we would need. Now this was Polaris, I believe, from Marvel Avengers Alliance Tactics, and that's Ronan in his green outfit, his original one. We need people who can do this kind of stuff like Claw. This is the Claw that I remember growing up and in reading my Marvel Avengers, well, not Marvel Avengers, this. So I had this book, but Eel through Mad Dog. This book is Abomination through Dreadnought, the Gamer's Handbook of the Marvel Universe. I had Eel through Mad Dog, and Claw obviously sits very well as being part of that book. So when I see Claw looking like this, not movie Claw, this is just childhood memories right there. So we need people who can do art like this and give us new stuff. I mean, even if somebody takes Black Widow's skeleton but colors some stuff green and gives her sunglasses and we get this out of it because somebody makes Polaris in a Spec Ops or something, we need artists like that, or artists like this. This is mishmash characters, like that's Falcon with Captain America's shield, that's Howard the Howard the Rocket Raccoon. That's the kind of art that we are looking for. So let's see, here it is. So it's this guy. He did this statue. He made this. This is what we're looking to try and commission for Goofy. The idea is Goofy's going to tell us his favorite character, which he has, and then when the money is raised, we're going to have him go ahead and make the statue, send it out for painting, and then get it to him hopefully around the time the game goes into beta. So that's the plan. Again, full transparency. There are multiple people aside myself that admin the account. This is very on the up and up. The money will not go to Goofy in any way, shape, or form. We're essentially trying to buy him a very nice ice cream cone. He got good grades in class. He got all A's for the semester. We now want to take him out for his favorite cone at Friendly's or Carvel or Baskin Robbins or the country TCBY, whatever is your favorite ice cream out there. That's what we're looking to do for Goofy as appreciation for the hard work that he's put into this for free. Remember, everybody is on this project for free. Everybody is doing their work because they love the game. They want to be part of it. They want to see this game come back. They want to see it for themselves. They want to see it in the eyes of other people. That is why people work on this project. And this is a way of highlighting that. The grandpappy of all of it over here. This is our appreciation. So, again, to wrap up, writers group, really good. They're doing what they need to do right now. They've got all their ducks in a row. Writing is good. They really can't accept new people into it. If you have a fully flushed out submission, by all means send it to them. They'll go over it and they'll let you know. But actual writing staff, like they're good. So don't worry about that. Sound design, art design, portrait art, sprites, animators, anybody who could maybe compose a theme that sounds like the Marvel, in the spirit of the Marvel Avengers Alliance theme, and do additional music for the game. Those are all the people that the group needs right now. And all honesty, let's give Goofy this statue. Let's raise the money that we need to have this statue commissioned and presented to him. And a similar example happened in World of Warcraft many years ago. Blizzard went ahead and sent everybody a garage statue that had played the game from the beginning of vanilla to that time that the statue went out and never missed a month of subscription. Played the game straight through. Blizzard was like, we appreciate you. Here's this statue. And I get this Blizzard box around Christmas one year, and I'm like, I didn't order anything from Blizzard, and I'm bringing it in the house, and I'm about to open it, and I've been a guild leader since 2004 to this very day. So I've done this for a long time over here. Um, I saw that and I was like, oh, the guild got me something from the Blizzard store, because the guild has been around for like 10 years or something like that. And there was that one moment of weakness. I was like, oh, they're showing me their appreciation for keeping the guild together for 10 years plus at that point. No, it wasn't. But it was Blizzard saying, hey, thanks. We appreciate you. Here's this brassy, kind of golden colored garage statue and everything. So that's what we would like to do for Goofy. A link will be up to donate in the video description and everything. So by all means, if you got a few bucks, let's do it. Now, you may ask the question, what'll happen if I donate $5 to you and you only get up to $75, and then it just kind of stagnates and doesn't hit the 150, the 200, or whatever that you want? The answer is we don't know on that one. We would try to get him some gift that was worth the $75, the $100 that are in the account. Maybe it's not the statue. Maybe the guy says, I really want to be part of the game. I'll do the statue for 100. I don't know. But you'll know. Like, whatever we come up with, if it's not the statue, we'll tell you, and you'll know your money goes to good use, not me going out and getting a Frappuccino. So, that's it, everybody. Stay hyped for Alpha 5. Stay hyped for Dark Phoenix. And, man, we've got a lot of games right now from Marvel to play. We've got a MOBA that's coming out called Super War that's in a 2-week beta. That'll be out. We've got at E3, the Square Marvel game that's been talked about for a couple of years now is going to get some stuff. Ultimate Alliance is coming out for the Switch. This might be a really, really good time to be a Marvel fan, so enjoy the boat ride, people. It's going to be fun. See ya.